Hi, you're watching Hindustan Times. I'm Aditi Prasad, and today we are going to talk about Pakistan, Imran Khan, and the death of democracy as one sees it. Now, in his last interview before arrest, Pakistan's former Prime Minister Imran Khan accused the country's government of dismantling democracy. He was not wrong. The manner in which the Pakistani generals, the Sharifs, the Zardardis, literally chased him out of the Prime Minister's chair and inside a jail, no less, was the stuff made for a Bollywood revenge potboiler. But beyond that, should India be worried about Imran Khan's political end in Pakistan? Now, we have with us Prabhu Daya, former diplomat and author of Karachi Halwa, which is really an insightful book on the and a view of Ziaul Haq's rule in Pakistan. We will understand from him what the generals calling the political shots in Pakistan again really means. Also, we have with us Zulkarnain Tahir, political correspondent at The Dawn in Lahore. He's based out of Lahore. He joins us from there. From him, we will understand what are the next moves that are being planned by Pakistan's generals, by the politicians, and the legal and military actors that are there in the country. Zulkarnain, I will start with you first. And
Yeah,
my first question to you is they have jailed him. Uh,
yeah.
but will the generals in Pakistan be able to finish off his popularity?
You see, after sending him in jail, his popularity, I mean, shot more. Like if approval rating was around 60, it would have gone it gone to 70. So from is a kind of reign of terror is the order of the day here. But in terms of popularity of Imran, there is no decline in it. So the in that reference, in that terms, yeah, of course, the security establishment finding it really hard how to manage his popularity, how to contain the PTI, and this is a big question or big problem for the security establishment at the moment.
And when you say security establishment, do you believe that to be largely the Pakistan army? Imran Khan dared to defy the military, the all-powerful military in Pakistan, and he's paying the price for that. पर उसकी popularity को ये लोग कैसे कम करेंगे?
Yeah, the
कोई
point is
action
this.
plan समझ
Yeah,
में आ रहा
you
है
see,
आपको?
since he was ousted from the Prime Minister house 15 months ago, he challenged the journals, he challenged the security establishment, and his popularity by every passing day uh, moving up, going up. But you see there, Imran also made some blunders. He's coming out of the National Assembly, leaving that forum empty for PDM and the security establishment to mean giving them free hand to do whatever they want to do. And later on, he dissolved his two governments, one in Punjab, the largest province of the country, of 130 million people. He simply quit the government here. And so he did in the KPK province. Uh, if he wanted to change the system, wanted to fight the journals, he should have been remain in the system to fight the system. What he believed that the little place for the democratic people or a little space for the civilians. So those were his mistakes, and now perfectly he provided the platform for the PDM government, backed by the security establishment, to do what they really want to do: remove him from the political arena. Now you see, um, um, uh, uh, just 2 days are left. The National Assembly going to be dissolved, as announced by the Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif. Later on, the caretaker setups will take place, and who knows when the election would come. But the point is this: this
इमरान
situation
खान
might
उस
not
इलेक्शन
have
में
arisen. Yeah, might not have arisen had Imran Khan been in that political system. He so somehow
but
he has to be
now the
blamed for this.
elections will take place without Imran Khan, right?
Yes, election. Yeah, this is on the card. They will make it sure. They will make it sure that whenever the election take place, Imran is out of the ring and his party as well, because they cannot afford, because he enjoys massive popularity in Pakistan, especially Punjab and KPK. These are the two provinces. There are chances he outrightly sweep the elections. and whosoever wins the election in Punjab, the forms the central government. So, of course, the security establishment cannot afford it, since because now it's a very serious fight between Khan and them, and like he's disqualified for 5 years after being sentenced for 3 year imprisonment, and more cases are in the pipeline in which he may be further handed over the imprisonment.
But Pakistan military and even the ISI, they seem to be running out of options क्योंकि उन्होंने पार्टी उसकी इमरान खान की virtually split हो चुकी है. Lawmakers have deserted him. His close aides have now actually floated a new party, so to speak. But just yesterday we saw PTI, that is Imran Khan's party, emerging victorious in a bypoll in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. तो मतलब
Yeah,
पॉपुलैरिटी तो कहीं कम है ही नहीं, चाहे वो
yeah.
पीटीआई, तो पीटीआई को कैसे वो इलेक्शन प्रोसेस से निकालेंगे?
Yeah, the main thing is this, two party, I mean, PTI has been divided or dissolved into two parties. One is the Party, Istakame Pakistan parties, that is being labeled or tagged as the King's Party. I mean, establishment has made it. Other is PTI parliamentarian, that KPK guy Khatak formed that party. You see, so many over around 170 former lawmakers quit PTI. But the point is this is all about the Imran's charisma. And Imran says, "Ke whomsoever I'll award the ticket, that candidate gonna win the election." Like what happened in 70s, like Bhutto. Bhutto gonna give, awarded ticket to unknown faces, and they winning the election. Same is the situation here. So even now, the PDM leaders, like even the defense minister, Khwaja Asif, declared recently that who knows that in the coming election, we don't have the symbol of bat. Bat is the electoral symbol of PTI. So they are trying to eliminate PTI, because if the symbol is there and whosoever is contesting on that symbol, you never know gonna win the election, because that altogether links to PTI is all about Imran Khan, and the rest of the faces, although they many of them are electables, but they do not matter. People love Khan, his supporters love Khan, so that is the main thing. So at the end of the day, so many things are still to be left around to be maneuvered if this regime, the current regime, and their backers have to call the elections. And they
Let,
have
let me,
already.
let, I hear you. I hear you. Sorry, let me interrupt you and let me bring in
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Mr. Prabhu Dayal into this conversation at this point. Mr. Dayal, you know, Imran Khan has been stridently anti Indian, but at least he was a politically elected, popular leader in Pakistan. What does his ouster and now this attempt to literally finish off not just him but also his party mean for democracy in Pakistan, at least in context of India specifically?
Well, first of all, let me say that Mr. Tahir has made some extremely valid points. He was correct in saying that Imran Khan's popularity was very high. He was also correct in saying that Imran Khan made many blunders. And above all, he was correct in saying that the ruling dispensation, which of course includes the army of Pakistan, will make sure that Imran Khan is kept out of the next elections. Of course, it's open to question when the elections are going to be held. There is going to be the dissolution of the National Assembly on the 9th of August, but there is going to be a census. And as the law minister has said, the constituencies will be redefined. And therefore, it appears that the elections will not be held before February. If that is so, then the ruling dispensation will have enough time to make sure that Imran Khan is out of the electoral process. So, let me first of all say that the inclinations of the ruling dispensation, which is known as the deep state of Pakistan, and which comprises, first and foremost, the armed forces and its intelligence wing, the ISI. Their inclination is to make sure that Pakistan is run in the manner in which they want. Now, you referred to the murder of democracy or something like that, the death of democracy. You know, in Pakistan, democracy, unfortunately, has not been able to take deep roots. This is something that Imran Khan kept saying a number of times because he wanted to emphasize that there are powers in Pakistan which want to rule the country and to prevent those whom the people elect from ruling the country. There has been a clear divide between the deep state of Pakistan and Imran Khan. Now, the mistake which Imran Khan made was that he overestimated his own strength vis a vis the strength of the army chief, vis a vis the strength of Pakistan's deep state. Where do things go from here? I think that the army will make sure that there is some degree of political stability. However, Pakistan's problems are not going to end so easily because the main difficulties which Pakistan are facing are on account of its economic crisis. We all know that Pakistan is going through a very difficult time because its economy is in shambles. And the ruling establishment of Pakistan is not going to find it easy to settle the economic situation. Therefore, I think that while it may be easier for the armed forces and the deep state of Pakistan to clamp its authority, to stamp its authority on the political situation, it will be very difficult for it to control the economic mess. So I don't think that the situation in Pakistan is going to sort itself out so easily.
Sorry, I was on mute.
You're
What about
muted.
Yes, yes. Sorry, I was on mute. I just unmuted myself. I'm saying, what about Imran Khan, and what about the fact that uh, the implications of his ouster as far as India is concerned? Here was a popularly elected democratic government, even though Imran Khan himself, for his political compulsions, put out a very anti India stand politically in his country for his domestic audience. But now, with the military again ruling the roost, what does it mean for relations with India?
I do not think that there is going to be any substantial change in the relationship with India. The problem which we have with Pakistan is that we see Pakistan using state sponsored terrorism against us. Of course, the root cause is the Kashmir problem. Pakistan thinks that because Jammu and Kashmir is a Muslim majority state, therefore it should be a part of Pakistan. But you know, the basis on which Pakistan was set up was the British partition plan for India, and that partition plan gave to the rulers, the independent rulers, the right to join India or Pakistan. The ruler of Jammu and Kashmir, Maharaja Hari Singh, chose to join India. So it was perfectly in accordance with the partition plan. However, Pakistan has not accepted that, and we know what the history of the bilateral relationship is. So I don't think that this problem relating to the India Pakistan bilateral relationship will sort itself out, whether it's the army ruling the country directly, whether it's Imran Khan in power, or anybody else.
All right, but there is the Shehbaz Sharif, who is the prime minister right now, who has made overtures towards India and called for a conversation with India, and which the Indian, MEA in its weekly press said that no conversation can take place, and thank you, but no thank you. till you sort out sort out the terrorist activities and the cross-border infiltration, and stop using your soil for terror purposes. But having said that, he has reached out. The Pakistani Prime Minister has reached out to India. He clearly has the support of the Pakistani army behind him. Do you believe then that the Pakistani army is okay with going ahead with conversations with India, especially as they had, Pakistan had very vociferously said that there is no way that they're going to have a conversation with India till the revocation of Article 370 from Kashmir was reversed?
Aditi, let me refresh your memory. Shehbaz Sharif did say that it is time to change the path of Pakistan's relationship with India. He made this categorical statement. But within a short time, there was something in the nature of a retraction because the Foreign Office made it clear that unless the Kashmir related issues are sorted out, there is not going to be any real possibility of talks. So they went back, so to say, on what the overture was. We were back to square one. So there is a fundamental problem in the bilateral relationship, and that is the issue of Jammu and Kashmir, which leads to terrorism. We are categorical in our belief that Jammu and Kashmir acceded to India in terms of the partition plan. Pakistan has not been accepting it. Pakistan has been asking for a plebiscite in terms of the UN resolutions, but the UN resolutions themselves are dead because they said that Pakistan must withdraw its forces from Kashmir, from the part occupied by it, after which India will have to withdraw its forces, and then the plebiscite will be held. And that was all in 1948.
Long
Pakistan has
time ago,
not
yes.
withdrawn its forces. So the subsequent aspects of the resolution passed by the United Nations, those aspects also become null and void. That is the whole problem.
Zulkarnain, let me just come to you with this question, this offer by Shehbaz Sharif, which, as Mr. Dayal pointed out, was retracted soon enough by the Foreign Office. What's the perspective in Pakistan circles on that entire episode?
Yeah, you see, if we talk about India-Pakistan relation, or what's Pakistan think of India, you see the India issue has been put on the back burner. Currently, the current regime and its backers are only focused about the internal politics of Pakistan. When even you see August 5 was an important day in terms of, you see, the revocation of Kashmir status, and it was being protested in Pakistan, and being, you see, the whole media has to play up on this. But you see, on the same day, that issue was completely eclipsed by the Imran Khan's arrest. So, the government was quite, the government, the overall regime was quite focused about its internal things. And with regard to India, at the moment, I think it's not feature in its overall scheme of bilateral kind of things. That is the situation here currently. And in after the new regime take place after the election, you see that question of bilateral relation and how Pakistan moves with India, that will be addressed by then. And again, that will be, you see, if Nawaz Sharif's party comes to power, and it's been always showed a friendly gesture towards India, like PM Modi visited Lahore in 26 at the end of the 2015, I guess, on the attended the wedding ceremony of Nawaz Sharif's granddaughter. So the point is this, and even that was, you see, minded by the others. Okay, why this been happening, and you see, and this time around, if PMLN comes to power, so it won't be enjoying the power it was even enjoying previously, like after elected in 2013. This time, the whole reins will be at the hands of the powerful establishment.
But the question
So
is,
no,
when are the elections going to happen? Elections to abhi bahut dur
yeah,
hain.
It's $1 million question at the
Gandhi
moment in
meter.
Pakistan. Yeah, everybody is debating it, and you see, the, I spoke to many politicians here. They say you got to keep an eye on the caretaker setup. If its nature is of political nature, then there are chances the election may take place maybe in November, or maybe uh, like they also had said in February, because the census, the current digital census, the delimitation requires a couple of months, and at least in February that delimitation will end, and election may take place in March, April.
By which
Uh,
time
yeah,
Pakistan, and by which time
yeah,
they would also have had their way with PTI.
yeah, but you see, this is the one possibility. If this happens, if meanwhile PTI is completely fractured, completely put in the box, and sent in the river. So
Yes. So,
but
so
in,
I,
yeah,
I'd like, yeah, I'd like just to take your inputs on this, Mr. Dayal. Uh, why is that Pakistani army first nurtures politicians and then sort of dumps them? There is Imran Khan. They did the same with Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. They did the same thing with Nawaz Sharif. Why is it?
Now, you have to
Why is the
understand.
Pakistan army, I mean, unlike the Indian army, so politically swamping the entire nation?
Aditi, India and Pakistan are as different as chalk and cheese.
Yeah.
The systems are completely different. India is a democracy where the army performs the role that one expects out of an army. Pakistan is a completely different case. The army calls the shots. Pakistan has not been a democracy for a very long time. It has been a deep state. And in a deep state, power and authority are exercised not by elected representatives, but by others. Now, as you rightly said, Imran Khan was a puppet of the army to start with, but he started thinking that he was extremely powerful and he could take on the army. He made the mistake of saying very harsh things about not just the Pakistan army, but also its chief. Now, Mr. Tahir has made some extremely important points, which I want to highlight. Firstly, he said that for the next few months, the question of the relationship with India will be on the back burner where Pakistan is concerned. That is correct. Because
Right.
the internal situation of Pakistan will occupy the attention of the armed forces and by whomsoever it puts in place as the elected representatives. Let me mention that the government of Pakistan, the so called elected government of Pakistan, is always one that the army installs. The army needs the semblance of a civilian government and it puts in place one, as it has done now, the government of Shehbaz Sharif, and earlier the government of Imran Khan. The other very valid point which Mr. Tahir mentioned en passant was about Prime Minister Modi's visit to Lahore. That is something very historically significant. Let me remind you that when Prime Minister Modi became the new Prime Minister of India in 2014, he invited the leaders of the SAARC countries to his swearing in, including Mr. Nawaz Sharif, who came at that time. There was a lot of bonhomie. There was an extremely good relationship being built up. On his way back from Moscow, Prime Minister Modi stopped in Lahore. It was an unannounced stoppage, an unscheduled stoppage, and he attended a wedding in the family of Mr. Nawaz Sharif. The bonhomie was developing, but within a few days, there was the attack on the Pathankot airbase.
Yeah.
Few months later, there was Uri. And what took over was once again state sponsored terrorism from Pakistan. And that is the policy of the deep state. So I'm afraid that whether there is a civilian government, a new civilian government, Imran Khan coming back, Pakistan's policy towards India is not going to change, and we are prepared for that. However, Pakistan has to sort out its internal problems, especially its economic problems, and I think it must review whatever it has been doing. I would like to categorically state that Pakistan has to review the sort of policy that it has towards China. China is putting Pakistan in an economic debt from which Pakistan will find it difficult to remember. Remember what happened in Sri Lanka.
I remember.
Pakistan's foreign debt is very huge, and a large part of it is owed to China. So Pakistan has to rethink what it has been doing. It is being used by China against India, and it is being made a neo colony of Pakistan, an economic colony of China. So I think that sooner or later Pakistan will be able to review its policies, and I hope that happiness emerges in Pakistan from its reviewed policies. But at the moment, in the near future, I don't see the economic problems getting sorted out.
Do you see that getting sorted out, Mr. Tahir, given that what Mr. Dayal is saying, and he's
Yeah,
absolutely right. And maybe it's too late to now even come out of the clutches of China for Pakistan.
yeah, perfectly. Well, a perfect analysis of Pakistan-China relationship and Pakistan being, I mean, all the time begging, and that is that ridden economy is sinking it, unfortunately. You see, in coming months, coming days, once this caretaker's prime minister is installed, question is who gonna be? If it is purely on the blessing of establishment, the new prime minister takes charge. Like Hafiz Sheikh, we are hearing the name that he is the candidate of the establishment, and he is being placed there on the chair of the caretaker prime minister because he has a vast experience of economy, and in coming 2 to 3 years, his only job would be to fix the economy. Yeah, going hand in hand with the establishment and the rest of you see the politician club, including the PDM. And PDM would be equally frustrated like that of Imran Khan. This being discussed widely every political circle and the government level as well. And they're saying that Nawaz Sharif is putting up resistance. He wants a politician caretaker prime minister because at least of his choice as well, or his choice and Asif Ali Zardari's choice, because they want that the new setup at least listen to them once they are out of it. And on the other hand, there are many voices. They're saying the establishment is waiting the right time. I mean, just a couple of more days. Shehbaz is gone, and the new caretaker prime minister would be of their man, and then they will show what they're gonna do, what they have in mind really in coming couple of years. So in that sense, election not gonna take place, maybe 2 years, maybe 3 years, and economy will be the only agenda because everybody is concerned. Name the population, people, and the establishment, everyone is concerned about the economy, and people can be easily tamed over this, saying that economy is going as long as this is fine. So never mind if no political setup around, no election around, so everybody would be happy with that thing.
You're saying, yeah, as long as the economic conditions are resolved, everyone is very happy to let the army run the shots.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's an interesting take. But thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for your insights. Mr. Dayal, do you want to come back with some last few thoughts on what Mr. Tahir has said?
Well, I think that South Asia is a very problem-ridden region. It has extreme poverty, and it ranks just after sub-Saharan Africa in that regard. I hope that South Asia can come out of this state, and it will only happen when India and Pakistan have a good relationship. Our two countries should have trade. There should be free people to people movement. There should be artists from India coming to Pakistan and artists from Pakistan coming to India. It should be a situation where we should be clashing with each other on the cricket field and the hockey field and not on the battlefield. I hope that those good times will come. But for that, a prerequisite is that Pakistan must review its policy towards India and, in particular, stop supporting state sponsored terrorism. As long as Pakistan's policy is to encourage terrorist activities against India, we cannot have a normalized relationship. And unless India and Pakistan have a normalized relationship, the region of South Asia will be unhappy.
All right. Very well made points, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for your views, and thank you, Mr. Tahir, for joining us. We will come back to you with more. Stay tuned to Hindustan Times.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.